So, outside of Star Wars, what are we scribbling about over there?
Good morning, guards in latex.
Oh, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to the morning.
No, we're good.
So, Sean, how did you get into this business? How did you get? You got you have an interesting background that when we talk about it, I want people to kind of look it up online because you and your partner.
No, don't go there. Don't go there. No.
Who for some reason didn't.
I think basically. Actually, I really like looking at the pictures. So, basically, what happened was I was in a performance act, mime, music, dance, and mime being the main thing. And I had shows. I was doing live shows, and I was doing a lot of television at that time. So I was in England. I was a sort of celebrity, and shows from, for instance, well. Did commercials, theatre shows, and performed for the Queen even, you know. So I was known at that time, and Star Wars production company was looking for some mime artists to actually be the characters. So they put a call out and looked at all the mime performers, because basically everyone that's performing, you could go to a school and get people that are training, but. Yeah, we got the call. We came along. So I worked with a guy called Tim Dry.
Who's in this picture right here? You're the tallest one.
He's actually hiding behind
Tessa. He's hiding behind Gerald.
Gerald, yes. And
are you in this at all? I don't think you're in this.
I was doing the Reese close-up puppet, so that's Paul Springer in the costume there, and I did the close-up puppet.
So it's Michael Carter in the middle, and then
yes.
Gerald Holmes.
And by the way,
I just photobombed that.
These guys were Tick and Tock before TikTok was cool, and so look them up on YouTube because they're really good.
And I told you, I don't know why the two of you haven't gotten together to make a TikTok video. Because they were in the early '80s, they were famous. They were at all like the award shows.
Yeah, great fun.
Like
Look them up.
we'd have the Oscars and the Tonys and stuff.
Things.
These guys would show up and do their little what do you want to call that? A dance routine, or I'm trying to pick my words wisely as you look at me like that.
I have no idea what we were doing, to be honest with you.
Like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
We were just basically, crazy young dudes, really, just out there.
For those
we
of you,
looked quite spectacularly weird. We had like shaven hairs with spikes, and we didn't know what we were doing. You know, we were just having fun, and we had trained seriously doing mime, and we would come up with solid movement. I came up with this sort of in mime there's things like puppet movement. You know, you just just.
Can you get up and do something?
No.
It was a very visual theatrical act, wasn't it?
Yes, I mean, but was really quite well known for starting off this robotic performance, where which basically was like it was a robot, and there wasn't around. There was a sort of sloppy robot in the beginning. I won't do it. I'm so sorry. I just don't do it.
Do you mind if we put up a picture of Tick and Talk?
Yeah, if you like.
Can you put up a picture of Tick and Talk?
Did you guys
Good luck with that one now with TikTok.
Oh, could you get a video? Can you get a video?
No.
Play a video?
No, I couldn't sit through
You
that.
guys improv or
No, this is a long time ago.
improvisational?
You can turn around and face the wall and not see it.
No.
They're all going to go back to the hotel tonight.
Yeah, you can do
Google.
yeah. I'm not like in front. No.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, you can see a picture.
Yeah.
Take that second picture, just that one picture. Yeah, just to give you an idea. If that's not the most, you guys were
It's
around.
so
me.
cool. It's
Is
great.
that not the most '80s thing you've ever
Yeah,
seen?
it was very.
For those of you too young to remember what the '80s were like, that's it right there.
We're talking about the 1980s, not the 1880s.
Well, yeah, this isn't Yellowstone.
Yeah.
We're not doing.
There you go. Look at that. Brilliant. Good. Come on.
Very androgynous.
So cool.
Yeah, no, I'm really sorry because I don't really look at it myself. You know, I've moved on. I've become a dad and all that. I mean, it's nice to see, and it's quite strange really. But so basically, we had a show, and then the production company were looking for mime artists and puppeteers. They were specialised in professionals really, and we were called in, and Robert Watts actually known us, so we was like fast tracked through, which is that's how we got the job. which is fabulous. That's how it started.
And just to be sure, so everyone knows, the other gentleman that on the right in this picture.
That's Tim Dry.
That's Tim Dry.
He turned out to be Tim Dry, and
He was Jaquill?
Jay Quill or Whippet. Actually, in the film, he was Two-Face. You know, we had the names like Saul Marie or Jay Quill. You know, that's book.
That came out later on in the
Much
expanded
later
universe.
on.
in the
I mean,
90s.
a lot of that I had no idea when someone came up with, "Oh, you're Jay Quill," you know.
And you guys were both also Mon Calamari.
Yeah, I think we did like 3-4 weeks filming Sail Barge and Jabba's Palace, and then we pulled on for another week to do Mon Calamari.
Yeah,
So,
because Gerald had said you guys were there for pretty much half the shoot. All the stuff in Jabba's Palace, all the stuff in Home One, which is Admiral Akbar's ship. Were you there as well? You were there.
I was assisting Tim on with Admiral
Right,
Akbar,
right.
yeah.
Do you guys remember each other?
No. Yeah.
yeah, you were good looking.
By the way, there's an uncanny resemblance to Marilyn Manson. Tim Dry and Marilyn Manson. If you look like
What was that?
Marilyn Manson has an uncanny resemblance to Tim Dry.
You think Tim Dry and Marilyn Manson?
Look,
Hey,
look at this. Go back to the picture.
No. Please. Let's talk about damn Star Wars, okay? Can you tell which one you are, Sean?
Yeah,
I know Simon's way on the left.
Tim and I always, because we were like worked as partners. We know each other so well. We would always sit together.
Because you can tell which one Tim is because he's the tallest. Because
Tallest,
he's my
yeah.
height. He's like 6'5".
So I'm the next to Tim, leaning over in towards him. Yeah.
Second from the right,
Second from how do we see it or they see it?
or fourth from the left. Yeah.
That's a great shot. I want to get that sign. That's kind of neat.
That's a screen.
That's British humor. How do you guys deal with your?
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. Carry on.
What were you going to say? You want to see a picture of what, Steve?
No, Marilyn Manson looks like Tim Dry. I think he got his.
Can you put up that picture of Tim Dry from TikTok again? I want to see a Marilyn Manson.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah,
when I
he
saw
does.
it.
It does.
You think it looks like Marilyn Manson? Okay.
The other
Oh,
one.
Marilyn Manson looks like him.
What does it have to do? What does it have to do with Star Wars?
I'm outside the box.
Do you have a favorite Star Wars scene? Other than your own, you can't scene like Yoda dying or something. Well, actually, it'd be not like that. 'Cause you're a Yoda fan.
Empire has some great stuff.
Do you have a specific one you like?
Again, I'm back to Yoda and
That's
the
fine.
spiritual, the whole thing with Luke.
Yeah, you're very like into nature and Chase. Where is Chase? Did you?
Jason's over.
There she is. Our little equestrian. Anyway.
I'm a nature boy from New Jersey.
There you go. Hoboken.
Hoboken, right. Now you know why I like nature.
Yeah. I've been there. Sean, what about you? Do you have a favorite Star Wars scene other than the ones that you performed?
You know what? I'm classic. I like I'm your father. I mean because that was a big big thing really. No, I'm sort of old. I'm very old school.
Okay.
Classic. That.
My favorite scene would probably be from Jedi.
Yeah.
It's when the Emperor is killing Luke.
Oh yeah.
And Vader just
nice.
goes, F this. It's great.
It's
I'm,
cool.
I'm a big fan of David Prowse, so I just like watching him do that. And then I just interviewed the guy for an hour yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But do you have a favorite non-Mike Quinn scene that you like?
Yeah, actually, I would say because I was a fan of the first two movies anyway. While I was still at school then. But I did obsess a bit about Yoda because he was a puppet, and I saw pictures of him first, and I was wondering how is he going to move? I know it's a puppet, but we haven't seen anything like this before. So when the film came out, I was like, oh, this is so great. So when we first see when Yoda is revealed for the first time, that's like I think my favorite. It's still magical, and it's wonderful. Yeah.
The scene in Empire when he comes.
In Empire Strikes Back, yeah.
You're like what? That part?
Yeah, when we first find him and he's just being this mysterious little goblin, it's just so great. I love it.
We're going to open up to the audience if you guys have any questions. And is my guy Dave around? Where's Dave? I don't even see him. Where's Dave? Well, okay, there you go. Oh, you're hidden behind the magic curtain.
Don't mind the man behind the curtain.
Can you find us a? There we
I got a
go.
question right over here. I'm going to the closest
We have a
one.
few hands in the air.
No, we get around.
Hand down.
Yes,
Hand
sir.
down.
Okay, I have a weird question for Nan Nub. So,
what with the Mon Calamari and you being the co-pilot to Lando and stuff like that, the whole fish aesthetic thing. Do you have any thoughts on if there's like any symbolism about fish, like living seas, or something that was being conveyed there through fish aliens? It's a weird question.
Fish aliens. Yes, what was it? I think Billy D described in one documentary Nine Num having a face like a halibut, I believe, which I'm sure is a great compliment.
I do recognize the ears, though.
Yeah, absolutely. You betcha. You betcha. I think George Lucas just liked seafood. Yeah, that's it.
I was thinking H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I love when they say it looks like a stack of pancakes.
Yeah, stack pancakes. So yeah, so I don't think there was anything specific, that they did deliberately, but there does seem to be somewhat of a theme there.
Dave, you got another customer?
I got a customer right here. That'll be $4, please.
Stephen, could you talk a little bit about how you got involved? Like, how did you get hired for Jedi? Were you in
it's a
any
good
other,
story.
Were you in any other scenes?
No,
Besides the war?
officially I didn't get hired. I had a band with Corey D. Williams, Billy D. Williams' son, and he lived with his father then, and we rehearsed in the garage. And it was like April '82, and Billy had come in, very supportive of the band. He was helping us get the development deal as well, which in those days you do 3 songs and hopefully get the record deal, you know. And Corey and I were really into it. We met through our martial arts teacher, put us together, and it was instantaneous. To this day, we just play and come straight from the heart. And Billy had come in and said, Corey, would you like to stand in for me in the new Star Wars? And he said, where? Because you remember, so Corey, he's more of a musician and he's been on sets, and he said, it's really hot there, isn't it? So what happened is he was adamant about it, and Billy kind of looked at me and said, would you come along with the guitar so you can continue music? Because there's a lot of downtime. I said, of course, And next thing I know, we're on a plane with Carrie, myself, Billy, and Corey, flying from LAX. And actually we got there on a Sunday, so everyone was off. And Peter Mayer was in the hot tub, 4-foot hot tub. Oh, hi, that's the first person I met. We all hang out by the pool. And I knew who he was automatically. And then we drove to the set on the Monday, and it's like a 45-minute drive. And, in those days of wide-angle lens, they used the horizon, and the sand was blowing off, and it's a lot of waiting and, dealing with the elements. And so by the third day, I'm kind of restless, but at the same time, I'm very grateful. And I had all the amenities being with Billy, but I wanted to work and do something. So Howard Kazanjian had asked Billy to come to dinner, and we were invited to go, and that was my chance to because I didn't want to say, hey, can I get a job? I'm a guest, but so I said, I'll work for free. Can I, work with you guys? Do anything. I'll clean up, whatever. And he said, come in the next day, and sure enough, they made me the guard, and they made Corey Klaatu, as you see in this picture. And then I just followed the footsteps and got killed by Luke. And,
with a lightsaber too. It was one of the first times he acted with a lightsaber.
I didn't even have the axe, I think. And then Billy D took this picture and was put away for like 25 years. And I knew what it was involved with, but I didn't speak about it much because I'm a musician. And that's what I do most of the time. And then I guess about 12 years ago, Corey had lives in Atlanta, and his dad did Dragon Con, and these pictures showed up. And so, this guy from England, Manchester, what was that, Star Wars fan day?
Oh, yeah.
In Burnley?
Yeah, Burnley.
Yeah, those guys, great guys.
Yeah.
They said, do you ever sign autographs? I said, for what? I mean, when the VHS was out, my scene, if you blink your eyes, it's gone. It's like, so short. So I said, well, sure. They said, well, do you realize who you are? You got killed by Luke. I said, well, I thought the stuntman did all the hard work. And they said, no, you got killed by Luke, and now you're the man behind the mask. So I kind of became the poster child at that point. And they said, can we send you some items? Like, so 60 items came from England with a check. And being a musician, I said, oh, wow. Okay. So I sent it back. And next thing you know, they like my handwriting. I have my mom's nice handwriting, I guess. the fans appreciate good handwriting, it's legible, and they went off about that. And the next thing Corey says, "Hey, you think we should go out and do this? There's an appearance agent wants to take us out," and I haven't looked back since. So, kismet, by all means.
And he really does look like his father. That's like,
Oh.
that look. He looks like his father. From remember Brian's song, that Uncle Paul. His father
Yes,
was
sir, yes.
You know,
James Caan, yeah.
same mustache. And so Dave, you got another?
I got one right over this way. Yes, sir.
So you guys got to witness the Sarlacc before anyone else, and so you got to see how savage it was, and it ate Boba Fett and all these other actors, and then over the years it's evolved into something now that Boba Fett has survived. What did you guys know about the Sarlacc and how long people were digested in the stomach, and what was your kind of thought seeing Boba Fett go and survive that, since you were the first ones to see just this hole in the ground that then got a beak and tentacles, and then before you know it, it's got legs, and I don't know if you've seen like.
You want to know what it smelled like, or?
Were you given any background information on the creature?
Well, the stunt guys, first of all, it was very trying on them because the hole wasn't that big, and it was wood, and there's an airbag, and so not many of the guys could go through, and a lot of people got hurt. So seeing on camera is one thing, but close up, it's pretty amazing to see what those people do with gun parts and the guns. They would put carburetor parts and distress them, and that creativity is beautiful. To see the tangible items.
Julian LaFleur, he said he was on our stage here a couple years ago. He was just one of the stunt guys. He said half the guys who went through that hole broke something.
Yeah.
He was one of the very few that went multiple times and didn't break anything.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it at all until I saw the movie. So.
So you guys were inside. You guys were inside the barge. And that was filmed elsewhere.
Yeah, we were in the UK.
Yeah, we did our part in the studios in UK, and of course you were on location shots, so we never worked together.
Was that filmed in Elstree?
Elstree,
Yes,
Boreham
Boreham,
UK.
yes.
Do you know? I'm assuming that those were filmed after his was filmed in August. They usually do the outside shoots first.
Yeah, no, we did the studio. We started in January, didn't we? In Jabba's
So
Palace.
you did do it first.
Yeah.
So yeah, right through, and then this was done afterwards.
Okay, and I know they did when they did the ones in Arizona. Then they moved quickly to Northern California and did the Ewoks.
There you go. So they did it the other way around.
Were
Yeah.
you there at all? The Ewoks?
No, I was just UK.
Because you are the.
But I was that was
You're
the studio. Yeah,
you're
the
the
baby
Ewok, right?
baby Ewoks.
Yeah,
Yeah, did
cute
a
little
couple.
baby Ewok is my daughter's favorite character in Star
Yeah.
Wars.
So, but that was all studio as well.
But Dave, you have another question?
Anyone have another question?
Yeah, there's one right over here. He's had his hand up for the last 3 hours.
Yeah, he's
We
probably
could be stick a puppet on it.
Steve, I don't know if you've seen the Book of Boba Fett yet, but what did you think of the new suits that the Gamorrean guards wore in the Book of Boba Fett?
The opening scene when he comes back, I loved it. It gave me hope, even though I didn't go in. But it gives me hope for the other comrades, Well, they did come back, but maybe the OG would come back at some point. Who knows at this point?
Yeah, they're slightly different, aren't they? Now their noses are a bit different. And
The funny thing is people look at that and they complain that the Gamorreans look too thin.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty hefty guys, all right?
Yeah.
But they think Gamorreans should be even more hefty. Maybe they're younger Gamorreans. Gamorrealings or whatever.
Steven, did you ever give your character a name?
Sodom and Gomorrah, no.
That's a good question.
Name. Not really, but I do have a Gamorrean sound.
We need to think of a name for Steven's Gamorrean guard.
Well, it's not up to us.
Is there a name?
I'll just name it Fred.
That's a collective weight.
No, collectively.
Is there an actual name?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, it's pretty profound in literature, huh? It goes really deep.
It is. I think somebody.
I know
somebody needs to give you a name.
the Gamorrean, which I think is Simon Williams, who falls in the pit at Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
The Rancor. I know he's got a name, and I can't remember. It's like Ukhluk or something. I forgot what it was. Does anybody know? What? Ortug. There we go. Okay.
If you find out,
Stick
let me
around
know.
for Star Wars trivia later.
We'll include that in the trivia tonight.
AKA.
All right, I got a question right here.
All right, so this is for Gamorrean Guard. Were you one of the ones, I'm curious, guarding the pathway into the temple when Luke comes in?
Just on the barge, the katana. I was coming across, guarding.
Okay, well, I kind of want to get your perspective on that moment, just a point of view, opinion. He makes, the Gamorrean guard makes a motion towards his throat as he is swept aside by Luke. And some people have argued that Luke attempts a force choke at that moment. Very controversial.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious
What,
what
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're saying some people are saying Luke attempted a force choke
Yeah,
on that
like
moment?
that. doesn't it?
Supposedly, he makes a motion
Yeah.
towards his throat.
What else would he possibly be doing? Isn't that what he's doing? He's choking him.
That's I've always
Very,
assumed.
very sketchy.
He's doing the same. He's doing the same thing his father did in the New Hope
He
to,
choked
Admiral-
both of
Admiral
them.
Bonnie.
Yeah.
I always thought Luke was choking him.
There's two
I
of
would
them.
choke you people if I could.
I know he did this, you know, and
Maybe you were choking on breakfast.
I had no peripherals at all, so all I saw was footsteps on the ground drawn out.
But I
A
think
little
we
bit
have
of
time
bacon
for
stuck
one more
in there.
question. This gentleman here's had his hand up for a little while.
I got a microphone right here in the front.
Hi. I didn't even need a mic up here, but Mike, I wanted to know because I've never heard this story. How did you end up coming back for the Disney films?
Oh, so how did I return for the final trilogy? Got in the car, went through the front gate. Actually, well, I was desperate to come back. I didn't want anyone else to do him but me, and I thought, well, I'm still young enough. I can still do this. So I knew that films were coming out. I thought the chances are, because it's a continuation for the final trilogy, he should still be in there somewhere. So I had a friend who is a musician in the UK. His name is Thomas Dolby, and She Blinded Me with Science.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So,
Wow.
So I worked with Thomas on a few of his a few projects over the years, and it turns out that he was good friends with J.J. Abrams. Okay, so I built a website, a web page that explained who I was, what I'd done in Jedi, and what I could bring to the new films, and wrote a little letter on there. And I sent that to Thomas and said, hey, can you just pass it on to JJ for me? He said, yeah, all right. And then next morning he's like, yeah, I've done it. And then about 2 weeks later I got a call. So there you go. Now I think they were going to call us anyway because they brought in Tim Rose for Akbar and then the original voices. So I think they were going to look for the legacy guys anyway. But hey, I wasn't going to take that chance, you know. So I don't know if it helped or not, but there's a lesson there somewhere, I think.
Okay, do we have maybe time for one more question, Dave? Just one more quick one.
I got one.
Run!
This is how I get my exercise. I don't have time to get exercise here running this con, so this is how I get my workout.
Continuing on the sequel, how different was it working on the originals versus the sequel trilogy?
I would say not so different because they went back to film again, which I never thought I'd see again, which was lovely. I think there's just more money now in making the new films. The crews were bigger. There were just more people around. The cameras were fancier. The biggest difference, I think, was the lighting, actually, because when we did the original movies, the lights would get so hot, right, and so bright, to get the image looking nice. Now, I guess with film stock and everything, and the advance of lighting, it's all pretty much LED panels and soft lighting, reflections, reflected light, and that kind of thing. So we don't really get hot under the lights anymore, and you don't get blinded as much either. That was like one of the biggest differences I saw. Otherwise, we still had hundreds of extras. They still had ships, built life size. We still had real sets, the props looked amazing, the set pieces. So we now do working lunches where you have to work through lunch. That's something. But back in the day, you remember you had to stop 15 minutes morning and afternoon for tea break, right? And they'd come around, the old girls would come around with the trolley. Yeah, I love it, your tea, and your bacon.
Did they actually call it that, tea break?
Tea break. And morning and afternoon, it was a lot, 15 minutes, and then they'd have to stop shooting at 6:30 or something. Whereas now they're just like, yeah, whatever, we'll just work you for 12 hours, and if you can get food, good luck, but they don't. That's all changed, So, but I think it's just bigger crews, more money, that kind of thing. Younger people. Everyone else is dead. So.
Well, on that happy note, I want to thank at least two of you for coming here and being with us, Mike and Steven. And I'm just kidding, Sean. You're my friend. We're my friend. But you guys are going to be here for the remainder of the day. We got a couple more hours still of ICCCon 2022, and who knows, maybe we'll see you guys at later shows. But I want to thank you all for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Big round of applause. Nashville. Stick around, we have figure designer Tom Osborne coming on stage next to describe his legendary career.